Nick. So I'm just going to be interviewing about the war and like how your life was. Okay. So were you forced into the war?
Most of us were shamed into fighting in any battle. They told us that we were cowards if we didn't fight for our country.
So I'm assuming that you had family, you had maybe a wife, maybe some kids.
Don't remind me, my family, they must have starved to death without me there providing because there was not enough food to go around. I had to leave them to fight for the war.
Was war worth it for you?
Going to war was hell for us, but in the end, it was worth it to overthrow the Tsars.
What day did you begin the war and what day did you end?
I believe the war lasted about 11 months. It started on March 8th, 1917 and ended February of 1918.
Okay, and what did you do for the war? What was your job?
In the beginning, it was to defend the Tsars, of course, but as the war continued, we started siding with those who wished to overthrow them because they were so corrupt. I was a front man in the war. I was on the front lines and I had many great experiences.
Did you start war with a gun? Can you tell us what weapons you had?
We were sent into war told to pick guns off of our other fallen soldiers. There was not enough guns to give to everybody because they were throwing so many troops out. So we had to pick up guns off of our dead soldiers.
Where were you located before the war started?
I was located in the city that I grew up in. The name of the city was Petrograd.
Why did your army need so many people in the front to you said you had people in the front, why was there people in the front?
To make up for our lack of skill and lack of training, a lot of soldiers were just thrown out into the front lines, fighting directly on with the enemy. We sort of acted as a shield. We had to use our numbers as a tactic.
Alright, how was training before you knew you were going into war? How was your training?
Training was abysmal. We were taught almost nothing and were just thrown into battle.
Who did you attack and who did you defend against or during the war?
In the beginning of the war, we were sent out to defend the Tsars. However, over time, as the situation changed and it became apparent that the Tsars were corrupt, we decided to join the rebels in fight for the spread of communism, unite the workers.
How many of your men were killed or wounded?
It's a very rough number, but I believe at that time it had been about 1.5 million that had been killed and about 2 million prisoners.
Why do you think so many people got killed? What do you think your guys' weakness was?
Part of our weakness was our morale. We all started to question our own reason for fighting for the Tsars, and that led to us fighting against the Tsars eventually. Our morale was also low because of just how many of us were dying not even due to the enemy, due to lack of resources, due to not having a gun.
Okay. How did people have the right to use a gun in war? First in war.
We were told to go out and find someone who had died, whether it be an enemy or one of our fellow comrades, and to pick the dead weapon off of their body in order to use.
Oh my bad.
There were not enough to go around even after picking them up.
How was the living condition as a troop? Where did you guys sleep? Did you guys have a lot of food?
We were not given much food. In terms of sleep, it was usually not warm enough for the cold Russian nights, and it was hell.
Okay. if let's say one of your soldiers got shot and wounded, did you guys have like a medical team or?
Our medical team consisted of people who could maybe make the person die with less pain, or maybe see the butcher, because we did not have advanced medical at all.
Were you ever seriously wounded or shot in the war?
No, I was one of the lucky ones.
That's good.
As I am standing here today, if I imagine even if I was shot with a minor wound, that we wouldn't have the medical team in order to fix that.
So, how would you say the war went overall for you?
War was terrible. I believed it was for a good cause, but I wouldn't want to do it again.
Okay. Well, that's all we're going to be asking you.
Good talking
Nice
to
to
you.
meet you.